Next to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The push for a negotiated end to the nearly 4-year war hit another stalemate this week.
That's right. A marathon 5-hour meeting in Moscow was held, but it produced no breakthrough. Here's more on that.
A long meeting yesterday between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, President Donald Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and Russian President Vladimir Putin, ultimately producing no results. The Kremlin described the talks as constructive, but said compromises had not yet been found.
The conversation was very useful, constructive, and very meaningful. It lasted not for 5 minutes, but for 5 hours.
Putin aide Yuri Ushakov said both sides reviewed American draft proposals, some of which Moscow sees as workable and others as unacceptable.
We criticized some things, and the president did not hide our critical, even negative attitude to a number of proposals.
The meeting began with exchanges of greetings between Trump and Putin, though both sides say the details of the negotiations remain confidential. Still, the Kremlin says the meeting did not push the sides further from peace, but made clear that the road ahead is long.
Not further, that's for sure. But there's still a lot of work to be done.
On the Ukrainian side, President Volodymyr Zelensky said yesterday in Ireland he expects a full briefing from U.S. negotiators once they return from Moscow.
We are waiting for the results in America-Russia negotiations, today's results. And I will react according to the results.
At a cabinet meeting in Washington yesterday, Trump blamed the Biden administration for allowing the war to begin in the first place.
Not an easy situation, let me tell you. What a mess. It's a war that never would have happened if I were president. Not even a chance. And it didn't happen for 4 years.
Trump said the U.S. was no longer monetarily involved, only selling weapons to NATO and not directly to Ukraine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio echoed Trump's message, saying Trump is the only leader in the world positioned to end it.
It's the reason why we're involved in this whole Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started, it never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it, not because, listen, we got a million things to focus on in the world as a country, but he's the only leader in the world that can help end it.
Rubio says the enormous casualties suffered by Russian forces is evidence of the conflict's increasing futility. In an interview with Fox News, Rubio said the administration's aim is a deal Ukraine can live with, ensuring its sovereignty and long-term security while laying the groundwork for future prosperity.
These are the kinds of things. Stop the war, make sure they never get invaded or attacked again, protect Ukraine's long-standing and long-term sovereignty and independence so that they don't become a puppet state. They're actually independent and sovereign, and allow their economy not just to recover, but to prosper.
The war's front lines remain fluid. Russia has published new drone footage from Vovchansk, and Putin continues to claim full control of Pokrovsk, assertions Ukraine disputes. Tensions at sea have also escalated after a drone strike on a Russian tanker near Turkey, prompting Putin to threaten steps as extreme as cutting Ukraine off from the sea.
The most radical solution is to cut Ukraine off from the sea. Then piracy will be impossible for Ukraine in principle.
For now, peace is still a long way off, and with more meetings expected, negotiators could be in for the long haul.